Welcome back, everyone. Hope you guys are doing great. It's been a while since we've had a chance to hang out with everyone, so I look forward to being able to do that real soon. But in the meantime, I just wanted to let everyone know what we've been doing, studying, and preparing so that we can be ready. Because that is what I want to answer is that question, what does it mean to be ready? Because my mission is to get everyone ready for what's to happen. If I don't know what's about to happen, it's going to be hard to prepare you for the deceptions to come if I don't know. And so finding out what it means to be ready is extremely important. And being ready for what's to come has a lot to do with the reasons why they would lie about the shape of what we live on and have their own model of creation that causes us to break the commandments, to even study it with all of the things that we did growing up when we had the wisdom of this world and were unaware that we were following a system that was created by these people who were under the powers or the influence of the spirit of the Antichrist. But that word is one that we've talked about before. It was here all along when Yeshua was walking the world and the miracles were being done and he was casting out demons. The people who were against him, those same powers were influencing the things they did that led to the crucifixion and even after all the persecution, and that's why we have their counterfeit versions of everything. They pay tribute to Lucifer or Satan, whatever you want to call the evil one, the enemy, the adversary. They put that in plain sight for everyone to see it as if it's some gift to us, when in reality, it's just them mocking those of us who have been asleep for so long. They put it right there in front of us and we don't even see it. So to be ready has a lot to do with understanding, like I said, why they lie. And it is a spiritual battle we're at right now. We are at war with these deceivers that are using lying signs and wonders. The stuff that's going on right now in the world, all of the deceptions, the tyranny and everything, it has to do with these same powers. That's why it's worldwide. And you guys do probably sense the same thing that I do, that it's going to ramp up. It has ramped up, and depending on where you're at, Australia or wherever, can't really talk about much on here, you can see why it's important that we lean on the Father for our strength. This world is not going to be for us, but the one who is far greater than these tiny, puny, weak little powers that are allegedly taking our rights away. They can't take away what we have. They can't. They can't touch that. We are children of the Most High, and if you are not and you don't feel like you are, that's what this next part of our journey is about, is making you ready. And so I get a lot of questions about how should I pray? What Bible translations should I use? And these are important questions to answer because me personally, when I was first learning how to pray, I was praying for selfish reasons, trying to win in competitions when I became a wrestler in high school. That was the first time that I prayed, and I prayed hard, but I was doing it the wrong way. And so I was very fortunate. I did not have a church that I went to or a denomination. I just heard the same things you guys did about bowing your head, closing your eyes, saying a little prayer right before you go to sleep, right before your meals. That was pretty much it. And did not feel like I was really getting to know our Creator until it was revealed to me how to pray. There's lots of examples, but the most important example or examples we were given was through his beloved Son, the one he sent that did his will perfectly. Every person who came before him and after has made some mistakes. They never did it perfectly, and when someone does, it's powerful, and that's why it has changed the world. It is so powerful that they have had to create all these lies that deny the Father so that they could sort of hide the Son, just like we were told the spirit of the Antichrist would do. And so the way we pray, and believe it or not, bowing your head, closing your eyes is never mentioned in the Word. Never heard that in the Bible. If you find that, let me know. I've never seen that myself, closing your eyes or anything like that. Not to condemn anyone that does. If that's how you feel comfortable, that's how you should pray. If it's working and the Spirit's moving, have at it. But when I look to the example of the beloved Son, like I was told to do, it's kind of a cool story. I'll share real quick. I was actually in the process of waking up one morning. I was just getting ready to open my eyes, and I heard the Father telling me, I would like to spend more time with you. And he told me to use his son as an example because his son made time with him a priority. And he said it in a way that was really sad. And man, that hit to the core. I just felt like, wow, I expected a little bit of wrath or something, and it was just sadness that no one's really spending time with the creator of heaven and earth. And so as I'm waking up, my wife wakes up and says, I had a dream that the return happened and you weren't ready and you hadn't been spending enough time with the Father. That was just all I needed to realize and have confirmation that what I was hearing was true, that I needed to spend more time with the one who loves us and sent us his son. And so that's what I started doing. It was right before the awakening happened. I call it an awakening. It's more just like our eyes opened and started seeing what was there all along in the Word, right above us, right below us. And this example we have is different than what we see with modern day prayer. And it talks about Yeshua walking and going up to a mountain by himself to pray, that he would stay there all night in prayer to God. That is really powerful. The only people I know that do those types of prayers and ceremonies now are working for the evil one. There may be some of us out there that do that, but this was important. It was a priority. Before the crucifixion, he was terrified. Sometimes he prayed looking up. He's noted as looking up. You can see when he's talking to the Father or giving a command, speaking with that authority that was given to him. He was noted as looking up. Sometimes he's noted as falling down to his knees, falling down to the ground, the agony, the pain. Someone who was offered the world but chose to take steps in a direction that would change everything. He had to have been shown us, the faces of all of us. My dad was the one that told me this, that is most likely what was revealed to him, the reward of going through the most painful experience imaginable, and he didn't have to do it. So it's a gift. The Father sent his son. That's a really big part of being ready, is understanding that. And the persecution I will get for speaking about the way I see the Father and the Son relationship is something that I have tried to avoid, but I was asking for confirmation before I started talking about the Father and the Son, and there's a lot of division there. And when I was asking for confirmation, this is what someone shared right after I asked, and it led me to not really worry about losing support, losing followers. That is something I don't want to lose. But if the way I see things based on how it was revealed to me through the Spirit is something that would cause someone to leave, that is fine. That is your decision. But when I was reading this verse here, this is in the book of Acts. This is right after, the resurrection. Things are going down. It's getting really serious. And it says here, talking about Stephen, it says, But he, being full of the Holy Ghost, looked up steadfastly into heaven and saw the glory of God and Jesus standing on the right hand of God, and said, Behold, I see the heavens opened, and the Son of Man standing on the right hand of God. And what happened right after this? He was put to death. This was blasphemy to these people. They were angry. They were operating under the same powers that helped lead to the crucifixion. And the Father and the Son, right there is what he saw right before he passed. Such a beautiful way to go enduring that persecution. And as graphic as it sounds, they killed him. They had him put to death. That is something that is honorable. Talking about an honorable way to go. Seeing that right before you go has to bring you such great hope that you're on the right track. And I want to get you guys on the right track so that you can be transformed. And my dad and I were talking about this the other day. We're thinking about the butterfly. If you've ever seen the transformation happen, it's quite miraculous. And the more you focus on how awesome creation is, the more you're just blown away by the intelligent design that a critter that goes around literally just consuming and eating its whole existence until it stops and plants itself onto a branch or something like that and makes a cocoon. Usually it can be with its body, or sometimes it can be like the silkworm. It makes its own cocoon and just hangs there. And from an evolutionary aspect, that gets kind of comical because you have to imagine, this creature having silk coming out of its mouth and all of a sudden thinking, hey, let me just wrap myself up and see what happens. Maybe I'll turn into something else. Well, this intelligent design where these things are programmed, they awaken from their cocoon and they just know they have a different purpose. They no longer have a mouth to consume. They go around after their metamorphosis, which if you look at the word right here where it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that word transformed is metamorphosis, just like we look at with the butterfly. And so my dad was telling me about that, how they no longer have a mouth. I knew this, but it's really cool to be reminded of this stuff. They're no longer consuming and doing things for their flesh. They are going around pollinating flowers, spreading life. It's really cool that their purpose changes and now they can fly. They couldn't fly before, but now they can go around in a different way. They had these wings, they knew what they were for, and they used them. And it's so cool that they did it the way they did. And every time we try to replicate what the Father made, we fail miserably. Really, and it's embarrassing how bad we fail when we try to replicate what He created within the 6 days of creation. A lot of cool things about creation we're going to get into, but the return is the big picture we need to be looking at. There was some warnings we were given. I'll be going over that. This is going to be a series. This video here is just to kind of start you on the journey to get ready for the videos to come. I have been studying and it's confusing. I'm not an expert. I don't want to mislead anyone. If I am wrong, I will come back and say, okay, I was wrong. This has been revealed to me in a different way. I am not the end-all Bible scholar person who just knows it all. So my greatest teacher has been the Holy Spirit to clear up confusion. Things that we have seen, we would not have seen had we leaned on our own understanding and not tried to prove all things. So the mission ahead is to get you guys ready for what's to come. It will involve you understanding what we're up against, these lying signs and wonders that we've already seen, as well as the ones that are to come. So to be ready, just make sure that you are not putting your trust in me or any man. Go out, seek, look straight up. If what you're doing isn't working, there's a reason. But being humble, loving the Father with all your heart, and keeping Him first is the best steps to take to become ready. And many of you watching this now probably struggle with things that you feel are keeping you back. They're going to continue to do that if you try to battle it on your own, whether it be addiction to adult content or whatever it is. If you don't say those 3 dangerous words, I am ready, it's never going to be put behind you. The Father wants to set you free. He is rolling up His sleeves, waiting to help you. He is the creator of heaven and earth. He can drop your addiction in the blink of an eye. And so you have to be ready. These temporary pleasures aren't worth the setbacks you're facing. And I say this from experience, and I tried to battle it on my own, but I wasn't fully ready. We kind of keep one foot in the grave sometimes. You have to let it go. It's keeping you down, and it's time to be set free from that. So start this new chapter. As you guys can tell, prophecies being fulfilled, the worldwide agenda being carried out. You're seeing the whole world deceived. This is just a preparation for what's to come. So I love you guys. I'm going to be back soon. Just wanted to touch base with you on what I've been looking into. I feel like it's been forever since we've had a chance to hang out. So I look forward to fellowshipping with you guys live and also having other people come on to partake in this study. I don't feel like I have it all figured out yet. I don't think anyone does. I don't know anyone that I listen to who just has all the answers except for my Father that is in heaven, that we are told to pray to and seek and love. And the example He gave us with His Son is something we need to be looking at. So we're going to examine that too. So again, I love you all. You guys are awesome. Our meetup in September is still on. I know things in the world are crazy. I don't know if they will restrict travel or whatever they're going to do when it comes to that certain word that I'm not allowed to say. But no matter what, I'm going to try to have this. I'm not going to require that people wear those face coverings. I'm not going to do any of that. This is a place for freedom. It may be our last chance to really do this before they start, getting military involved. Who knows? So those of you who would like to go, send us an email at our old channel name at gmail.com, flatearthbrothers at gmail.com, and we'll give you information on that if you want to go. It's September 25th. It can involve camping, but it doesn't have to. A lot of people are just coming down for the day, Saturday, leaving Sunday. I will be camping Friday night, Saturday night, and leaving Sunday. I probably have, for those of you who travel in, another final hangout Sunday morning before you go. Maybe go down by the lake and just fellowship some more. I'm looking forward to this more than I've ever looked forward to anything, it seems. And so I am excited. Those of you who are coming, I hope you're excited. This is one thing that I feel is going to be a great blessing. Make sure you are praying because the powers of darkness do not want this to happen. This is a really big deal. With all of these truth seekers that are humble in one place, who knows what can happen? I want the Father to just open the floodgates on those who have been hurting or those who are lonely and secluded from the world. Because when you stop conforming to this world and start to be transformed, it separates you from the world. And that's tough for a lot of people who have always been a part of this world because we all were our entire lives. But what we have in the future is far greater than the little short term things that we had and we gained and the material stuff that we thought was everything at one point. So we'll see you guys very soon. I hope you all are doing well. If you need anything, need us to pray for you, or need us all to, start some sort of support group for those who are being persecuted for their spiritual beliefs with what's going on right now, we need to do that. I feel like they are going to try to keep us all divided so much that we don't have help or we feel like we're alone. But the Father wants you to be blessed even when this world is against you. So I love you guys. We'll see you very soon. Take care, stay safe, and as we always say, stay ready.